Get ready because the world of Kanye is pretty out there. From fashion rules to backstage demands, if you work for Kanye, you have to listen to what he has to say. And he has a lot to say. Stay tuned for the #1 rule that's just ridiculously hilarious. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the taco for more videos like this one. Now, let's check out the 10 strict rules Kanye West makes everyone follow. No jewelry in the house. This rule applies to everyone that steps foot in Kanye and Kim's house. In case you don't know yet, Kanye has plenty of rules for Kim, but today we'll only talk about a few. And one of them is the rules around their new home in Hidden Hills. And out of all the rules, this one probably makes the most sense. A source close to the Kardashians says that Kanye and Kim follow a rule to not keep any jewelry inside the house. This rule, of course, was implemented after the robbery in Paris, in which Kim was held by gunpoint and left completely traumatized. Their property has even more 24/7 security staff that are keeping everything safe, but the no jewelry rule makes sure that the expensive possessions are kept safely elsewhere. The source also noted that Kim doesn't wear expensive jewelry every day, so keeping it away from the house just makes more sense. Kim said that the experience completely changed her as a person, and when she talked about it on The Ellen Show, you could tell she was emotional. So like we said, out of all the rules, this one makes the most sense. Pre-approved outfits only. Kanye definitely has a lot of opinions when it comes to fashion, and by the looks of it, Kim has to listen to those opinions all the time. But not only listen, she also has to follow his rules and only wear outfits that are pre-approved by her husband. In one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kanye sent his stylist to upgrade Kim's wardrobe. So all of Kim's fashion is Kanye approved, which is exactly why Kim's look totally transformed over the years. If you remember, Kim wasn't called a fashion icon until after Kanye told her exactly what to wear. Kim also admitted that Kanye sent her a long email telling her to stop wearing big sunglasses. He wanted her to bring back the 90s tiny sunglasses trend, and since Kim was such an influencer, he knew exactly how to convince her. We're very impressed that Kim actually read that long essay, because we know at least one Friends character that would have fallen asleep at some point while reading it. Anyways, it seems that Kanye has complete control and plenty of rules when it comes to Kim's fashion sense. And while Kim seems to be okay with it, many wonder if this controlling relationship is just taking it a bit too far. What do you think? No striped scarves. So in case you wanted to implement some of these fashion rules, here's what Kanye wants you to know. You absolutely shouldn't wear striped scarves. This fashion rule comes from a tweet storm from 2012 when Kanye talked about some of the fashion don'ts he definitely doesn't approve of. He said he absolutely hates big striped scarves, sports coats with button-up shirts, hoodies with sports coats, and more. And he made all those observations while driving through his city. So yes, in case you wanted to follow his rules, you definitely should ditch any kind of sports coats from your closet. In a 2012 article, Vice then interviewed the people they saw wearing those exact fashion trends. Some said Kanye just wants attention, and some said they don't approve of his glasses with shutters on, which is a fair point. One girl said that it doesn't really matter what Kanye thinks. But is that true? We bet you're thinking about your own wardrobe and whether or not it would be approved by Kanye. Just make sure you throw out big striped scarves and sports coats and you'll be just fine. We're sure Kanye's rules have changed since then, but just in case you want to follow some of Yeezy's advice, here they are. Don't be casual. Here's a weird one. In 2016, the internet went crazy after someone posted a Snapchat of Backstage Rules Kanye made the models obey for his fashion show. There are over 38 rules in case you're interested, but let's just talk about the few that caught our eye. And these few don't really make sense. So Kanye wanted his models to not be casual, which quite frankly is a very vague rule. Because in one of the next rules he said they shouldn't act cool, but in the next rule he says they should behave as if no one else is in the room. Not sure about you, but all three of those rules sound really contradictory to us. Or he could have just simply said they should be completely boring and had a poker face on the entire time. It would have probably made more sense than this mess. Fashion critics at the show even pointed out that the models did look bored, so hey, at least they followed the crazy Kanye rules. A model from the show confirmed that these rules are true. She said that they were guided to remain present and to stay natural and meditative, which is just a way nicer term for the 38 rules Kanye made them follow. Bonus fees. Here's an interesting rule Kanye implemented for the Tidal company. Tidal is a music service owned by Jay-Z. Kanye successfully collaborated with Tidal for his album called The Life of Pablo in 2016. But it seems like Tidal broke the one rule Kanye had for the company. Well, it was actually an official contract that was negotiated between the artist and the music service. The company had to pay Kanye a hefty 100% bonus for bringing in 1.5 million Kanye fans to the website. That's $3 million, which is quite a lot of money. And according to Kanye's sources, Tidal never paid up. So what happens when you break the rules? Well, judging by these reports, you'll lose Kanye if you do. As of 2018, it is unclear whether Kanye is still involved with Tidal or what has happened between them. It seems like one of the parties breached the contract back in 2017, and reports state that Kanye officially left Tidal. We haven't seen Kanye interact with Tidal since then, so it is safe to say that this relationship is over. Whether or not Tidal paid up, it's an important lesson that if you owe Kanye money, you absolutely have to deliver everything, including bonus fees. No smiling. So Kanye also has a rule for himself. He doesn't just control his life or the people around him, he also keeps himself in check. In case you didn't know, Kanye keeps a straight face in photos, but there seems to be a reason behind it. Kanye's explanation of never smiling on photos comes from a book from the 1800s he came across while working on his album. Yeah, you heard that right. Kanye said that when he looked at the people's photos and they looked so real, but they weren't smiling. He said that when you see paintings in an old castle, people aren't smiling because it just wouldn't look as cool. So yes, Kanye doesn't smile because it doesn't look cool. And as far as we know, he only broke this rule when he met Ralph Lauren and when his kids were born. The no smiling rule also had to have been followed by the models at Kanye's fashion show in 2016, but we'll talk more about that later. In 2015, Kim Kardashian also stopped smiling in photos, but she had a slightly different reason behind her decision that wasn't at all influenced by Kanye. But this next rule is definitely Kanye influenced. Backstage Rules. Celebrities often have a lot of demands when they're backstage. Whether it's a concert or a TV show, you've probably heard a lot of things people have requested. Kanye's rules state that he needs to have a barber's chair when he's backstage, but that's not all. He also needs Carmex lip balm, shower shoes, and plenty of alcohol. No idea what's up with shower shoes, but judging by the barber's chair demand, it seems that Kanye is actually a bit of a diva. Come on, who makes their crew bring a barber's chair every time Kanye's backstage? Does this also mean he also has a personal barber on tour with him at all times? We're telling you, his rules and demands are completely crazy. But hey, it's Kanye, so what did we really expect? Kanye also wants nuts in the backstage area, but the crew has to make sure to never buy nuts with red coloring. No idea what that's about either. The crew also has to bring exactly one bottle of Tabasco hot sauce, Caribbean type. Seriously, this is getting oddly specific. His demand for liquor includes Hennessy, vodka, tequila, and 4 six-packs of beer. Seems like him and his crew really know how to party after every show, doesn't it? No phones at a table. When Kanye and Kim first began dating, they followed one of the old Kanye rules, and according to Kim, she had a lot of trouble implementing these rules at first. Kanye makes sure Kim never brings a phone or interacts with the phone whenever they're going out to eat. These rules keep them both present in the moment and allows them to talk to each other without any interruptions. If you think about it, this one's kind of sweet, since it's clear that Kanye values his relationship. Speaking of phones, did you know that Kanye didn't have a phone for 4 years? No wonder he sent Kim long emails about his fashion rules. These two probably email each other more than they text or call each other. Kim also said the pair has a rule to never take pictures until after they're done eating, which explains the lack of foodie photos from Kim on her social media. But she seems to praise this rule because it kept a good balance in their relationship, which is very sweet. She said he taught her how to take more time for herself, and she taught him how to stop being on the go and take photos. Our last two Kanye rules are just so weird and somewhat ironic at the same time. No fashion rules. This strange rule was admitted by Kim, although to be fair, we could have figured it out on our own. One of Kanye's very own fashion rules is to not follow any fashion rules. There are only Kanye's fashion rules. Does that make sense? Sort of. In March 2018, Kim went on a Twitter rant about the rumors behind West's Yeezy Season 7. She then said that Yeezy does not play the fashion rules, which we all knew about. Kanye seems to believe only in his own fashion rules. In one of his Twitter rants from 2016, Kanye Kanye said that he believes in his ripped sweaters fashion style he seemed to have embraced at one of the fashion shows that year. He also said a bunch of other stuff about how he prefers women in yoga pants, but that's a topic for another video. So if you ever see Kanye wearing something strange, you can probably just shrug your shoulders, because now you know that this man will never ever follow anyone's rules other than his own. And although being stubborn can sometimes fire back, it's an admirable trait, especially since he's become an important fashion influencer that really knows how to set some trends. Never change, Kanye, never change. Do not break the rules. Sorry, we just had to add this one. You'd think that having a rule would make it clear that you shouldn't break it. But because Kanye is Kanye, he needs to make sure everyone knows that you should never ever break any of his rules. We're not sure what kind of contracts he puts on Kim, but we do know that this rule came from his fashion show. The same fashion show where he told the models they're not allowed to smile, they can't look casual, and so on. Seriously, it does make you wonder what happens when someone actually breaks one of his rules. Does he let it go, or does he make sure people know what they have done and to never do it again? We have a feeling this man sends a lot of emails and outlines all of his rules. We can't even imagine what his crew has to say about all of this. They're probably way too busy carrying around a barber's chair, but even though Kanye might be just a little bit controlling, you have to admire his mission to be original. After all, what would this world be like if we didn't have Kanye? And that's it for our video. What do you think about Kanye? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco. See you next time!